I tried to take inspiration from Hannibal Lecter.
Oh.
Just in the way that he stays and the way he takes people in. So I based a lot of what I did from that.
Now, this film is about unlocking an ancient mystical phenomenon with music. Bryn, what was it like to tell this story? And Rosy, what was it like to inhabit this story?
Yeah, sure. I mean, the way you use your hands, exactly the way we kind of made the movie.
Okay.
Like it is like a wiggly, meandering kind of story through with like its own fairy tale logic, kind of a dream sensibility. So it was a cool process and like a little challenging to like get everyone on board to make something so mysterious, something that doesn't give a linear logic, but actually has an emotional and, like I said, a fairy tale logic.
You talk about that fairy tale aspect of it. Jade, what was it like to kind of be the mystical element of this film?
Very different in terms of anything I've played before. Kind of started the process thinking he was the bad guy, and then as we filmed, I started to feel like maybe he wasn't. He makes some questionable decisions, but I think it all comes from a good place.
Rosy, what was it like to be a character who was having to deal with this new kind of ancient mythic folklore upending your life?
I think the whole world felt really new, like set in the 70s, playing this like electronic musician was actually one of my favorite parts of it, and one actually kind of separate from the folklore, the thing that drew me to it, because there are all these scenes of her in her studio creating, and you're catching her completely off guard, and someone in their own sense of flow. It was very freeing.
Yeah, Bryn, what's your relationship with electronic music and why was it such an important part of this film?
As a kid, I got really fascinated by the theremin, first of all, which is the only instrument you play without touching. You sort of wave your hands to kind of shorten or lengthen these radio waves that you change the pitch. Anyway, it's very strange. You're waving your hands, making freaky noises.
So what was it like finding both the joy and the horror or kind of thriller aspects of this?
I think it's all about love, actually. And I think love is scary and love is also uplifting. And I think even the things that are frightening in this film are actually because we're fearful of the things we really want or the people we really want or things we want to say. So actually, I think as an actor, that's what I always came back to, whether it was a heightened moment or a quieter moment. It was always being driven by the love of it.
There's something really wonderful in having that support, especially when you've got to do something quite dark and you have to go to those really dark places. To have that team and support is something that is very rare and very magical.
Was there a dark place that you remember specifically, like a day on set where you're like, oh, this is way too intense?
There was a big scene in the bedroom where my character is really breaking down and really struggling. So you feel the responsibility to do that right. But that was a big day. It was very intense.
You did it right, and you made it better.
We tried our best.
There's a cast member who isn't here. What was it like getting Dev attached to this project?
Really exciting and kind of surreal. I mean, he was the first guy that I went out to. I just like, after seeing The Green Knight, I don't know if you've seen that film.
Yes.
His performance is so great, and he carries such vulnerability that just you can just see it through the character's armor. And that's what I needed from the character of Darcy, is someone where you just look at him and you go, you're harboring some shit.